Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm really excited to share with you this technique that I have never tried before. So I first saw this as a project from a design teammate of mine on a different team, and what she did was she stamped and colored this gorgeous flower or floral arrangement or spray with some really lovely bright, fun colors. And what she did to make those colors pop even more was to color in the negative space. I've never thought to do that before. Whenever I've stamped out my own background panel, kind of like what you're seeing here, if I color it at all, which I don't always, but if I color it at all, I color the actual images. However, I love the idea of coloring in the negative space, because especially for something like this where you want a black background, you wouldn't be able to stamp a white ghost onto black cardstock. And so what a fabulous idea of just stamping whatever you'd like, making your own pattern, and having that stamped onto white, and then you can color in the negative space with whatever color you'd like. So now with this, I'm using an acrylic paint marker, just like my teammate did. And you do have to be a little bit careful if you're using an acrylic marker, because it is opaque and it will cover up the lines of your stamped image. So what I did was I just outlined around the images, and then I could go slow, be really precise, be really careful, and then I just filled in the empty space in between that. Now I'm going in and touching this up with a little bit of gray just in the shadow areas of the ghost. And otherwise, I'm not going to really color in the ghost. I want to keep this really simple. Now, it might seem a little bit tedious for some folks to do all of that coloring, but I actually found it really relaxing, and in fact, kind of got away from myself because I meant to do something else, because I'm actually playing along with Kendra's Card Challenge 15, and I had the idea in mind to just color up a portion of this panel and have it sort of resemble sketch number 10, which actually shows 2 pattern papers. And so what I was going to do was show how you could easily just color up a little bit of this negative coloring so that it's not too, or negative space coloring, so that it's not too tedious to do, and still have it sort of resemble two different pattern papers, except that you get this really cool look of some of the ghosts crossing over from, the dark background and the light background. You'll see it in a moment, because I do realize at some point that I'm meant to actually make this a KCC 15 sketch. So I'll end up showing you both cards, because I do finish both cards in this video. But the stamp set that I am using is actually from the Crafty Stamp Company, which has recently rebranded, so you might actually be more familiar with them as Copictopia Creative. And what's really cool is that this stamp set is not only super fun, but it's actually one of 4 stamp sets from the upcoming Boot Camp virtual retreat being held or hosted by the Crafty Stamp Company. What's nice about this is that it is a virtual retreat, so you don't have to travel. You can attend from the comforts of your own home. There are tickets on sale right now. The retreat itself is being held on Saturday, October 19th. However, the cutoff to actually register is September 9th. So you want to make sure that you are registered by September 9th. And there are going to be a lot of really fun projects that feature 4 different stamp sets. This is one of them. This one is called It's a Boo Thang. And you can attend and buy tickets at different levels. Some of the ticket prices will include the physical stamp sets. Some will include everything for the class already prepared, like already die cut and ready for you to assemble, essentially. So lots of different options. Now, this video that you are watching, the Crafty Stamp Company has actually donated to us a prize of one ticket valued at $178. This is the highest tier ticket that you can get, and one person can win this. So expand the description box below and you'll find a lot of information. You'll find the link to Rafflecopter, which is where you want to go to enter for a chance to win the full meal deal Boo Camp virtual retreat ticket valued at $178. Also in the description box is a link to a playlist where you can find even more inspiration featuring the various different stamp sets that are featured in this virtual retreat. So I hope you'll hop along and check out my teammates' videos to see what they crafted with. Again, there are 4 different stamp sets. I'm crafting with It's a Boo Thang. There's also Snoopy Treats, Pumpkin Patch, and Little Monsters. So really, really fun set of different Halloween themed, fall themed stamp sets. And when I go to create my own background from stamped images, sometimes what I like to do is just make a full sheet of them because it's so easy to stamp out. I don't stamp precisely. What I like to do is I just freehand this. I use an acrylic block usually, and I just stamp them in any sort of random orientation, just trying to fill it in so that the density of the stamps looks kind of, cohesive and even. So to finish up my card, what I'm going to do is use one of the sentiments that comes with this stamp set. And I did fussy cut from a little bit of the extra panel that I made, one of the ghosts. And I kind of switched up sketch number 10 a little bit. As you can see there, I put the narrow strip in quotes because it's not really a separate strip. It's really just my background, my custom background, where I've done a bit of coloring, but only along that 1-inch strip. So if you want to just give it a try and see what it looks like, see how it might feel to do a little bit of this negative space coloring, this is a really good option because just coloring that narrow bit of background along that 1-inch strip on the left, it was super easy, pretty fast to do. And if you're like me, you might find yourself getting carried away and coloring up the rest too, because once you get going, it's actually pretty easy and it's really rewarding to see the whole panel. The characteristic of the panel really changes quite a lot when you color in the background like this. So that's how I just got really carried away with it. But here's a final look at the 2 cards that I made. This one is the actual KCC 15 sketch number 10, or at least my interpretation of it. And as well, I'll show you that first panel that I colored up. Now be sure to expand the description box below because you'll find there the Rafflecopter link to enter for a chance to win the full meal deal virtual retreat ticket valued at $178. Also, in the description box, you'll find a link to the playlist where you can see even more inspiration. And last but not least, you'll find a link to Kendra's card challenge where you can get the free printable and play along to win even more prizes. Thanks for checking out my video today, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye!